Welcome back to Sports Talk with Jordan. I'm going to be talking about my fantasy football team. Before I start, I would just like to tell you that my fantasy football team was 0-3 and now it's 5-3, so I'm trying to make a full 180 comeback. Also, before I start, this is a 20-man league plus its individual defensive positions. Now, here's my team. So, this week, my quarterback was Daniel Jones, as Derek Carr was on his bye and Russell Wilson was injured. My running back situation was led by Cordarrelle Patterson and Khalil Herbert at the number 2 with David Montgomery on the IR. He has not performed well anyway. My wide receivers I started this week at the wide receiver positions were Marquise Brown and Allen Robinson, with Mike Evans on the bench and Davante Adams out with COVID. My flex position is Robert Tonyan, and I will be dropping him as he's injured. I will have a transaction going through tomorrow morning, which at the time of this recording is November 3rd, so I can update this soon. So, as I said before, I also have the tight end Jared Cook, but my flex was Robert Tonyan. So, my 2 defensive tackles that I have are Fletcher Cox and Dean Larry on the Eagles and Green Bay Packers. There's not much else to say about them. My 2 defensive ends are Andrew Van Ginkel of the Dolphins and Emmanuel Ogbah on the Dolphins. I have a lot of Dolphins defense, which I don't know how I feel about. Speaking of Dolphins defense, Jerome Baker is one of my linebackers, and Joe Schobert is my other. Not to leave out Pete Werner, though, who I picked up just last week. I have Marlon Humphrey, Levi Wallace, my 2 cornerbacks. At the safety position, I have Jordan Poyer and Deshaun Elliott. Not to forget about Jamal Adams, who was on my bench. At the kicker, I have Tyler Bass of the Bills, who some say is a top 3 kicker in the league, and I agree. At punter, I have 2. But I'm trying to fix that because it's a waste of a roster spot. But I have Ty Long on the bench and Thomas Morstead on my starting lineup. Remember, this is my Week 8 lineup, so if anything seems a little off, that is why. Also in this league, there is a head coach. So I have the Chiefs head coach, which has been a bit of a questionable decision for me. So my IR, once again, is Davante Adams, David Montgomery, Russell Wilson, and Carlton Davis. If you would have seen my team at week 1 compared to now, it is a huge improvement. Right now I'll read my starting roster, bench, and IR. So I had Russell Wilson, David Montgomery, Cordarrelle Patterson, and Davante Adams. Those 2 were the same, but 3 of those 4 are injured. I have Marquise Callaway, who I no longer have on the team, Robert Tonyan, who's injured, Elijah Moore, who's no longer on the team, J.J. Watt, who's now out for the year, Fletcher Cox, and Andrew Van Ginkel. Starting off right there, it's already a rough start. Also on defense, a lot of other injured players who no longer are on my team, including Robert Okwara of the Detroit Lions, Johnson, Baker, and many more. Well, Baker's on my team, but as I said before, another Dolphins player. So, as you can see, those are just some of my players. And as you go down the list, it's pretty much the same, except for the part that I had Joe Kelly as one of my running backs, but I no longer have him, and Marcus Davenport as one of my defensive ends. So, this team's a huge improvement, getting Mike Evans and Allen Robinson. So comment what you think, and I will be updating my series on my fantasy team in the future. Like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.